What's going on, guys? This is Miasin, and this is it. This is the Sky Striker testing video that all you guys have been waiting for, and this is actually a mirror match. So I'm playing against another player who's playing the exact same deck as I am playing. He's actually really good with the deck as well. He was also in a learning process, so obviously this match will include a few misplays on both ends, but the important thing is that I'm analyzing everything that's going on and explaining to you guys why some plays were actually misplays, because with Sky Striker, the majority of the player base would actually misplay without even realizing it, because the deck is honestly quite tricky to play, especially against grind matchups. But obviously against combo decks, it's a bit less, you're a bit less under pressure, I guess I want to say, because you can either play or not play at all, so there's no like in between. But yeah, anyways, before you start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe. Motivates me so much to keep making all like these, and let's jump right into it. So who's gonna win the dice roll? I will be winning the dice roll, and I'm making my opponent go first. I feel like it's just a better move this format, honestly. And yeah, so we're gonna have a nice little chat right there. He's going to go area 0 on the Shark Cannon, gonna grab the Widow Anchor. Well, yeah, you don't really know that it's a Shark Cannon yet, but it's gonna hit the graveyard in 2 seconds. Now he's gonna activate multi-roll. You know what? I'm actually gonna show both hands, just so you can kind of have a better understanding of what's going on. Alright, multi-roll, pop the area 0, summon the Ray, and then he's going to normally link into Shizuku. The reason for that is because, yeah, sure, you lose to Valor, but you play around Gamma by not tagging out on the end phase. So that's a play that some people actually just told me to do in order to not lose to Gamma. But yeah, now he's going to get his end phase search. Not that it matters that you're not playing around Mechanites, but yeah, the thing is, since I made him go first, he kind of should have had that that thought process of, oh, I shouldn't set 2 cards in the same column, but it's not the end of the world. Obviously, I top deck Ash for turn, and he has multi-roll, so next turn he can just successfully resolve that engage. Anyways, I'm going to area 0 on the Afterburner because it's pretty bad. I'm gonna grab that Widow Anchor, alright. And now I think I'm just going to, yeah, put back these cards, obviously. Gonna activate the Jamming Waves. I actually thought, I was thinking a lot when I did that, because I didn't really know if I should have actually done that or not. But yeah, he's gonna chain the Widow Anchor on his own Shizuku. Now I'm gonna normal summon the Rose. I do not believe that he has 3. Oh, yeah, he just hid 3 spells. So now he actually can steal my Rose. It's up to him if he wants to do it, but whatever. Now I'm attacking with Hayate. At this point, the Widow Anchor is only really good if he's stealing, which he can definitely do. And I'm going to attack directly, and he will be chaining with the Widow Anchor, but I'm going to be chaining my own Widow Anchor, and a lot of people might not really understand why Widow negating your own monster makes sense. It's because Widow Anchor can only steal a monster if it successfully negates. So in other words, if the negation doesn't even successfully work, well, you can't steal. So yeah, if you're negating yourself before your opponent negates you, there's nothing for your opponent to negate and therefore steal. That way, I can actually play around the second clause of Widow Anchor. I can make Hagari recycle back the Widow Anchor that I had to use to just prevent my opponent from stealing the monster, because it would also return it to the main monster zone. That would be bad. And now I can make Shizuku, set the Widow Anchor, and then end phase search the engage. Not too bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. And here you're actually going to notice probably the biggest misplay up until now. He was kind of like in a really favorable position, but he messed something up, I guess I want to say. So yeah, well, he's going to start by attacking my Shizuku with the Shizuku, which is fine. There's nothing wrong here. I do not have Ray access, so I can't really do too much. Okay, activating engage here doesn't make any sense because you have the area 0. So what he actually should have done would have been area 0, multi-roll on, sorry, I meant to say multi-roll. He should have multi-rolled the area 0, or at least used like area 0 and something after attacking. That way the engage would have been safe from the Ash, but that way he loses to the Ash, and now he's like, it's not the end of the world, I can still recycle it back, but I do have the Ghost Bell. So now he's a bit behind because, yeah, he only has the multi-roll to rely on, but he still has the Ash, which is really good. He's going to be able to grab that Shark Cannon, which is just a nasty card, and he can technically use it on end phase and then multi-roll. I do not know if he's gonna do it. Yeah, he's not gonna do it. Again, I feel like this is another misplay. I feel like he should have banished probably my Rose and then set the Shark Cannon with the multi-roll. That way he would have been able to summon the Kagari that I actually had in my graveyard on my turn actually, which would have been devastating. Now I draw by far the worst card in my entire deck. Now you might be wondering, why is this card a bad card? Well, because it is the only card that Area Zero cannot send, obviously. You can't send a field spell with a field spell. So I have to activate it just to activate and engage, just to get ashed, which is like the worst feeling ever. And yeah, now I'm gonna use Area Zero and then chain the Widow Anchor, but he has his own Widow Anchor, so I'm not going to be able to steal. Fortunately, I grabbed the multi-roll. I needed just honestly any Ray access, I would have been fine. So now I'm getting the multi-roll, I'm going to activate it, send the Area Zero, and that's going to give me the ability to summon the Ray from the deck. Then I'm going to be able to make Kagari. Obviously, I don't think I really need to... Oh, he had Ray anyways. He started with Ray while I didn't. I had the Rose in my graveyard. Now I'm getting the Engage. I'm activating the Engage. I'm getting Shark Cannon, and I'm drawing one card. Not too bad. There can only be one. This is weird because it's like good and bad. It's mostly bad, but there are some applications where it can be like decent. Anyways, multi-roll is going to give me access to the Widow Anchor on end phase, and then I'm going to search another Widow Anchor on the end phase. So I managed to make a comeback with pretty much nothing. I only had like Area Zero and a Widow Anchor, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I'm passing turn, top decks Nibiru, that's really unfortunate. I feel like this is just not a card that should be main decked in Sky Striker though. Phantasma is a bit better, and in this format Nibiru is garbage anyways. Now he's gonna use the Shark Cannon to banish the Ray, or special summon it. I forgot. Banish the Ray, okay, yeah. Because I flipped, there can only be one on standby to prevent him from going into Kagari. And now he's going Area Zero, I think on the Shizuku. But he's going to get the worst card possible, which is Hercules base. Not really lucky there. And yeah, he's going to Area Zero, I believe. Area Zero on multi-roll, sorry, on the Area Zero. Gonna summon back another Ray, or maybe a Rose. Not that it really matters. I feel like I would definitely go for a Rose just so you have a bit more variety in the grave. But getting a second Ray also makes sense. So you play around the Shark Cannon banishing a Ray, which honestly does come up sometimes. Now, I think he's gonna go straight for Kagari by using the effect. Now, this is interesting because if the Kagari is summoned with the effect of Ray, it is improperly summoned, so I cannot Shark Cannon revive it back. And this Kagari, right there, was properly summoned. It was actually summoned on top of, I believe, a Hayate, I forgot. But either way, I will be able to Shark Cannon back that Kagari. And now, this is a major misplay. He completely forgot that the Widow Anchor not only negates the effect, but also reduces the attack boost. So my Shizuku actually has more attack than his Kagari. And in case... Yeah, I feel like, honestly, the biggest misplays that my opponent was doing was just... not abusing multi-roll as much as I was abusing the card. So there are a lot of turns where he kind of just forgot to use multi-roll, or... Yeah, multi-roll. And it was kind of unfortunate. Okay, yeah, now I whiff. It was kind of unfortunate because with one Shark Cannon, you can go really far, honestly. You can get back the Kagari, get back Engage. It's just insane, man. One single card gets you all of that. One Engage, man, is all you really need. It truly is the case. Just if you get DD Code or Cosmic Cyclone, then you're playing like a worse deck. But really, if you don't get hit by anything, then yeah, trust me, it really is that good. Anyways, now he's going Shark Cannon. He also could have done it on the end phase. Now I'm just gonna Widow Anchor him. I do not believe I'm gonna steal. I don't think... Oh, well, actually, I can't because of there can only be one. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Normal Rose is not a play that he can really do in order to make Zeke, because that would be two machine monsters, so I just remind him that there can only be one would kind of screw him over. And yeah, he's just gonna... use the effect of multi-roll in order to send that Kagari normal summon the Rose and then make Hayate, which is hands down the worst monster that he could have summoned here. That was kind of incorrect. I feel like Shizuku would have been a bit more sense. That would have been the third Shizuku, and he still had another Kagari, but he can't really go into Kagari because he Shark Cannoned incorrectly on his own turn instead of my turn. If I remember correctly, yeah, that had to be, yeah, he had to already have another card, the Shark Cannon already set by then. But yeah, I'm going to whiff again, which is crazy. It's not the end of the world though, because the main thing that I'm really looking for is securing that multi-roll so he can't respond. Now he plays really well by Widow Anchoring on Resolution, so that was fine, but it's fine because I can still Jamming Waves to pop that Afterburner, pop the Hayate, and now if he does nothing on Resolution, I can Afterburner to destroy the Ray and the multi-roll, which is big, because he can't respond, so he won't be able to tag out with Ray unless he shotguns it on Resolution, but he didn't. I actually asked Resolution if it's okay, and yeah, nothing at all. So now I'm going to Shark Cannon for the Kagari, recycle back, engage. Yeah, thinking, obviously I'm gonna get back engage. Why would you bring something that isn't engaged? Like, oh yeah, I feel like there's better cards. I don't think so. Engage is like any of the cards that you would have brought, but with like one extra card on top of that. Which is like not really fair. Anyways, Hayate here gets me a bit of, you know, just damage on my opponent. I can send the Ray, and then at this point I can engage for Shark Cannon again. I already went for Kagari, so I can't Shark Cannon the Kagari. Here I go for Hornet in order to summon the Hornet Drone token, in order to go for Zeke and banish the Shizuku. The reason why this matters is because the monster that he stole with Widow Anchor won't return back on my own turn, so he won't be able to to block my main monster zone in order for me to still use my quick play spell cards like Widow and Shark Cannon. And getting hit by Nibiru here is borderline hilarious. I still have 2 monsters though, so it really doesn't matter. I can make Phoenix, set 2 back row, and he's not doing much of anything, man, unfortunately. I can just recycle back so many cards while keeping a bunch, so even if he dusters me, I still have the cards in my hand. So that's something to keep in mind instead of just... But yeah, instead of setting the cards from your hand and then resetting like just 1 or 2 cards from the grave, reset everything from grave and keep a bunch in the hand. But yeah, now we're moving into game 2, and before I go into game 2, I just want to say something. As you can clearly see, his YouTube channel is Amethyst Thadon, and I actually pushed this guy to upload a deck profile or a combo video or a replay video. I just said, if you can make 1 video on your YouTube channel, what I'm personally gonna do is I'm going to shout you out and tell people to subscribe to you, just so it can actually motivate you to make this a career. I kind of want to take a bit of time to explain to you why this, I think, will have a really positive effect on just everyone in general. It's always really nice to see that you have the potential to not just be someone who watches other people's content, but also be someone who can make content yourself. It'll make you probably a better player because you're going to spend a bit more time theorizing, playtesting, but it's also going to, I don't know, maybe get you some new motivations and goals in life. Really huge shoutouts and huge respects to my opponent, and again, the link to his YouTube channel will be in the description box below. Alright, now let's jump into game 2. I kind of pretended like I bricked, even though my hand was definitely not great. I could have went Area 0 on the Cosmic Cyclone, it wouldn't have been good, and I didn't want to engage because going engage without 3 or more spells in grave is really bad. It would just be a waste of a Kagari. I wanted to spare my my copies of Kagaris as much as possible because in the mirror match, you need like so many Kagaris. So I didn't want to waste that engage to do practically nothing. Yeah, I feel like playing it safe was good. I played around Pankratops as well by doing that. I played around a bunch of things. I played around Handshaps. This was... I do not regret what I've done. The only card that I said was Cosmic Cyclone, so I was like, if he activates engage or multi-roll, I'm gonna be able to banish it, and then he's playing with 1 less powerful card until the rest of the duel. So yeah, you see Cosmic Cyclone and engage? Pretty good here, pretty good. And he also drew 2 Area 0, which is funny. And we both had 1 Handshap. Yeah, alright, Shizuku's gonna get that Jamming Waves, which is easily one of the worst cards here. It doesn't really do much of anything. And again, just not a great card to draw, man. I'm gonna go Area 0 on the Ghost Bell. I literally just have to. Otherwise, I'm just gonna die from not having enough life points. And yeah, I'm just gonna put everything into the deck. And then going to Cosmic Cyclone, the multi-roll right away. Gonna replace the Area 0 by another Area 0 just to get the graveyard spell count to 3. And now this engage can actually be very juicy. And I still have multi-roll access, so I can draw 1 card, make the Ray into Kagari, draw another card with another engage. Ooh, you see where this is going, man. I feel like all of a sudden, I went from being under a lot of pressure to being the one that applies pressure. And I did it correctly. I feel like up until now, I've played it out relatively well. Getting hit by the Veiler here is literally the least of my worries. It honestly does nothing to me. Hayate here is going to inflict damage just for fun, just so I guess I can send another spell card so I can recycle it. And then yeah, I'm gonna Shizuku. I think I have a multi-roll count of just 1 because I only activated the engage, so I can't really recycle back 2 cards, except if I'm wrong, but yeah, exactly, 2 cards. And then Shizuku's gonna surge the Shark Cannon since I used the multi-roll to set it first. Now it's his turn. Alright, cool, so he's going to go normal summon the Rose, not Ray, so he can't really do the trick, but besides he has a monster in the extra monster zone, so he can't do too much. He's gonna get the Afterburner, and the Rose is going to get sent to the graveyard. Afterburner here is shockingly pretty good, and you're going to see what led to my demise here. So yeah, I'm gonna let him destroy the Shizuku. I'm going to revive back the Ray, and he's going to Jamming Waves to destroy my back row here, and this is where I messed up. I completely messed up. I don't know what I was thinking, but I actually chained the Ray and then chained the Widow Anchor here, and the reason why this is completely wrong is because now I have Shark Cannon and Widow Anchor, which are just not gonna do anything at all. I just stole the Shizuku just because I was cocky and I thought that he wouldn't be able to do anything. I was like, oh, I'm such in a good position. There's no way I can die here. But my opponent has an OTK. Yes, he has OTK. With 2 dead Area Zeros, he can kill me with 1 single card. Yeah, Shark Cannon is all you need. He's gonna revive back the Ray and then make his own Kigari. Gonna recycle back the Shark Cannon and use it again because nothing is once per turn in this deck. Then he's gonna, of course, summon back the Ghost Bell. Gonna make Needle Fiber, and you see where this is going. Of course, man. I messed up, it's 100% my fault. I actually could have put him in a position where it was absolute checkmate. All I had to do was just not be trigger happy with the Widow Anchor. So this is what I meant by, it's not because you have cards that you can activate that you should activate them. And this game, honestly, just the matchup is really technical. So even though I played really well on the very beginning, I lost to 1 single just misplay, and my opponent played it out perfectly, just very nicely done. He recognized that the access code play OTK was the only way he could have won, because my life points were really down since I paid 2,000 life points with the Cosmic Cyclones. So yeah, really nicely done. Now I make him go first on game 2. I draw a pretty good hand. Well, I mean, it's a hand that allows me to have a lot of spells in grave. It's just a bit weird because I don't have Engage or Ray yet. I would have to multi-roll for the Area Zero and then summon Ray. But I'm trying to kind of hold this as much as possible. I feel like this was already a misplay. I should have multi-rolled the Area Zero and then played... I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was scared of back row or something? I don't even know. But yeah, reinforcement of the army is gonna search that Ray. And in case you were wondering, did I banish Engage? Yes, I did. So I misplayed, but it's kind of fine. It's not the end of the world because I feel like I'm already in a good position here. I just really wanted to take full advantage of the Area Zero before sending it with the multi-roll, but yeah, I feel like my greed definitely led to my demise here, even though the game is not even close to being over, like not even. So yeah, I'm just gonna attack him with 15 with the Hayate. Yeah, he's not really under pressure, so there is no reason to Widow Anchor just to negate. It doesn't really do anything. The Kigari, though, will apply kind of tremendous pressure, not even gonna lie, because otherwise I get the Widow Anchor, which is stronger than his Widow Anchors, since I have a stacked graveyard. So it's kind of not really a Veiler, it's more of like a Mind Control or a Crackdown. And yeah, on the end phase, I'm going to multi-roll, he's gonna Cosmic Cyclone, and then I'm gonna Shizuku, and he's gonna Widow Anchor me. So he lost a lot of cards just by trying to stay alive, which means that I have way more momentum than him. And yeah, he's going to go for Rose, now go for Hayate. He's not doing the misplay that I've done. He's trying to Hayate to send that Engage and stabilize it before I can... You know, before he goes Desires, so he's playing relatively well. And yeah, the Kigari is obviously gonna have to eat the Veiler. I do not have, I do not have Widow Anchor access. And yeah, I'm just gonna negate that. And then Desires is going to just eat the Ash. Obviously, I have to. Now he's gonna make the Shizuku, which is actually a big misplay because, yeah, because of this. The Shark Cannon is just going to steal the Kigari, and I'm going to be able to plus on his own turn. So he shouldn't have let the Kigari hit the graveyard. He should have just passed turn on the Kigari, even though he kind of would have been in a bad position regardless, I want to say. So it doesn't really change much, but now I can actually OTK him because of the significant pluses that I have access to. So yeah, gonna recycle back another Shark Cannon, and look at this, man, ridiculous. I'm gonna make the Zeke, and then gonna chain 3 cards at once. Widow Anchor, Shark Cannon, and Hornet. No, it's not. I didn't resolve it yet. So I'm going to be thinking, and then using the Hornet drones on Chainlink 3. And I'm going to Tribute Summon! That is the only way I can win. And the reason for that is because the monsters that you steal with Shark Cannons, they cannot attack. Again, something that people forget a lot. The Zeke is going to send the Area 0 to gain 1000 attack. And then I'm going to send Tribute the Stolen Rose and the monster that I can't really do much with in order to summon the Pancratops and attack for game! Yes! Oh my god, that was so good. That was so nice. By the way, I'm pretty sure the Area 0 could have triggered when I sent it with Zeke, but whatever, it doesn't really change much at this point. Anyways, again, really nicely played, good game to my opponent, and again, shoutouts to him and his YouTube channel, link is going to be in the description box below. Thank you very much for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and that's it, thank you, I will see you next time, peace.